Hello, hello. You're listening to another episode of the Vet Care Training podcast. Today, I am here with my guest, Mahnoor Raja, who is a graduate of the Cooperative Care Kick-Start, of the first round of the Cooperative Care Kick-Start. So, today we will be talking about her experience with the course, but also about her progress with her horse or horses, maybe, which I am pretty excited for this conversation. So, without further ado, let's welcome Manor to the Vet Care Training Podcast. And before we dive into this conversation, don't forget to subscribe for this podcast so that you can stay up to date with future episodes. I very much appreciate everyone who subscribes for the Vet Care Training Podcast because it helps the podcast grow, reach more people, and share this message with the horse world. So thank you again for subscribing, and now let's get to today's episode. Hi, how are you today?
Hello, I'm doing good. Thank you for having me here. Very excited to talk about all this stuff.
Thank you for coming. And I usually ask the graduates about their horses first and what
Hmm.
motivated them to join this program. But for you, I have another question, which was very interesting to me, and I am curious to hear more. And
Hmm.
from the feedback you gave me for the course, you wrote that you were afraid of the cooperative care training in the beginning, or you were a little worried that it
Hmm.
would be too difficult or too complicated. Can you tell us a little
Hmm.
bit more about why you were afraid, or what specifically you think would be too complicated, and how it went afterwards?
Hmm. Well, I was afraid of it because it feels like a very vulnerable type of training. Because we were talking about consent, we were talking about cooperative care. We want to clean a wound or do something uncomfortable to the horse. And then consent is like a big, big part of cooperative care. And I was scared with the start buttons that I wouldn't get it right and maybe I will teach it wrong. And then I'm basically misusing the trust of the horse, or I'm misreading his stops as, oh, I can keep on going. So that's where my fear came from. But yeah, the course definitely took that away. It made it much more simple and showed me that it's not as complicated as some people like to make it out to be. You just have to be you have to keep at those core principles that are there. That's it, basically.
So it wasn't that scary after all, right? And
No.
have you felt comfortable applying it into practice with your horses, or have you found it difficult as well in the beginning?
I mean, in the beginning, I did find it difficult because it was unfamiliar. And so it was unfamiliar for me, it was unfamiliar for the horse. So we were kind of both just blind going in there trying to figure it out. But it did also give me confidence, to have like this visual okay of him. And I think it gave him also that power of, okay, I know what's coming and I know when it's coming. So it
Mm-hmm.
was very helpful.
Oh, perfect, perfect. So, can you tell us a little bit more about your horse or your horses that you train with?
Hmm. Yeah, so I'm currently training with four equines. The
Wow.
number went up again.
Mm-hmm.
But the main ones, if you will, is definitely Tao. He's a young American quarter horse. He is now 3, 4. Oh my God, I don't remember. But he's very young. He's a very goofy guy. He just likes to be silly, but with his silliness, he also tends to injure himself, which is also why I was so adamant into getting into cooperative care. And then there is his new buddy, Batu, but he's like he's very green. So we are also incorporating that grooming. It's cool and it's okay. We're not going to overwhelm you. And then there are two ponies, Chanel and Lucky. They're very opinionated ladies, but I've also applied cooperative care with them, especially with fly spray because they hated that stuff. So it was useful for all three. Batu wasn't there at the time of the course, but it will also be very helpful for him. So yeah,
Hmm.
I hope that summons them up.
Yeah, perfect. So you are currently training with four horses. That's so
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And how do you continue with Tao specifically? Because
Mhm.
he didn't have any problems, did he? Like before, I don't remember if there was something that's caused him trouble, like some bad procedures.
No, it was mainly hoof care. It was just hard for him physically as well to
Hmm.
hold it up. But with his age, it is to
Yeah.
be expected. So it's not like there is anything where I would be like, oh, that was a major issue.
How is he now about cooperative care? What can he
Yeah.
do now cooperatively?
Yeah, so we did also train with the lip lifting because for a while we were concerned about his teeth. So we
Mm-hmm.
went there and it was very helpful to use those magnetic hands you kept talking about. So
Uh-huh,
instead of me
uh-huh.
just going in and pulling his lip up and then he jerks his head away and it's a whole mess, I used that principle of come to my fingers, like this is fun, this is a cool game. Don't mind me opening your lip a bit. So that helped. Also with the fly spray, I'm like restarting it and
Mm-hmm.
keeping it short. And like you said, just sh unpleasant, but we'll keep it short, do something fun, and get back at it. So using that style with healthcare as well, also making sure to build his physical health up so he can actually lift it more to
Uh-huh,
think about
uh-huh.
that. So yeah, we've been going
Mm-hmm.
at it.
Yeah, perfect. And I saw some of your training videos, and you are also building his movement through positive reinforcement. Can you talk
Mm-hmm.
about this as well? Because many people think that you can use positive reinforcement or consent-based training just
Mm-hmm.
for some tricks, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
whether it is like real tricks like kisses or something, or lifting the lip
Mm-hmm.
or something, or whether these tricks are cooperative care,
Mm-hmm.
but not everyone is familiar with training horses through positive reinforcement to actually move or to ride. So,
Mm-hmm.
what do you do with Tao now?
Well, we've been focusing a lot on free walk, so just walking a lot aside each other, but also now adding in the pack because in positive reinforcement, you typically start at liberty and then go with attack. And we've been wanting to go on walks, so we also have to be familiar with the tack. Also what this sign with the rope means and all that stuff. Also, halting is a big thing, the target stick, but also rein movement because we do want or would like to ride him eventually if he's okay with it. So also building that type of stuff in. But yeah, since his new friend came in, we've been taking it much shorter, just to keep it down. But yeah, we've been doing all sorts of, well, normal preparation for a youngster, just in a slightly different way.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. I liked that you said we would like to ride him if he is okay with it. And this is something that, it's such a huge thing in the positive reinforcement community
Mm-hmm.
because we really ask the horses if they're okay. And again, many people think that, okay, if I let them choose, they will always choose no and they will not want to
Yeah.
ride, which isn't the case because if you do the training right, the horse likes it. And then if the horse says no, it's
Yeah.
like a warning sign for you that the horse maybe doesn't feel okay or
Hmm.
is pa in pain or something like this. So yeah, that's I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's in cooperative care. We basically ask the horse all the time, like, do you consent to this? Like, are you okay
Hmm.
with this? And we can totally do this in the whole training, in riding as well. So, yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. And as for cooperative care, What is, I almost wanted to say your favorite exercise to do, like cognitive exercise to do, but of course it depends on what the horse needs. So, what
Yeah.
is that you do the most often now with any of the horses that you train?
Yeah. I think fly spray, like just
Hmm.
spray handling is a big thing. For Lucky, it's because she also has like summer eczema, or
Hmm.
she gets that sweet itch or what it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
spraying is a big, big need for her. Then also with the other is just if you want to spray them, for the summer, it's also important. And with Batu, he has such a thick mane that you will just rip half his mane out if you just brush through it.
Oh
So
no.
it's also, yeah, he has a very thick mane. So
Oh.
it's very much needed. And I think it's also a year-round thing. So
Hmm.
it's probably the most I work with. Yeah.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. And do you train it consent based?
Yeah. I mean, I have them at liberty if possible. If
Uh-huh.
not, then I don't tie them up like as tight as possible so they can't move around. If they move away, I let them move away. I will throw some hay pellets around, have them have something else, or like offer me another behavior, just to keep them positively minded with it because I always say I'm a very lazy person. I want to have the maximum effect with the least amount of me having to do something. So I
And that's
don't
great,
want,
actually. That's very
yeah,
smart, I would say.
so I don't want to have to chase them around the field as soon as I pull up with a bottle of fly spray or whatever. I want them to come there and just stand there.
Yeah.
I want that. That would be my dream scenario. Just have them
Mm-hmm.
stand there and I do it at liberty and then I go away again.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How far from this scenario are you now?
well, I must say with Chanel last year, I was able to just spray her in the field without many food reinforcements before she would walk away as soon as she saw the bottle or she heard you shake it. She walked away
Mm-hmm.
immediately. With Lucky, I got to the point that she at least didn't run off. She stood there, but she needed a high rate of reinforcement, which I still call a win. So
Mm-hmm.
with
Mm-hmm.
them, I
Can
got
you
far.
explain a little bit what a high rate of reinforcement is to the
Oh
listeners? Because
yeah.
it's very important, especially in the beginning of training.
Yeah, so a high rate of reinforcement refers to how much you give reinforcement. So in this case, food reinforcement, hay pellets, in a specific time frame. So a high rate of reinforcement is you give the reinforcement frequently. So let's say every second, every second, or something like that, just
Yeah, this
depending
is
on
very
what they
important.
need.
Yeah, because in the beginning, it really looks like whether it is cooperative training or other type of positive reinforcement
Hmm.
training, it really looks like click, treat, click, treat,
Yep.
all the time. And if someone is watching, it may look kind of weird because the horse
Yeah.
stands there and the person does click, treat, click, treat, click, treat. But this refers to high rate of reinforcement, and
Hmm.
it is so important in the beginning of the training
Hmm.
because if we keep the rate of reinforcement low, which means we do click, then we wait, and no, we obviously we do click treat, and then we wait for a
Yeah.
behavior, and then we give the horse a feedback basically, like every I would say 20 seconds or something like this, which to many people still looks like we are feeding a lot. There's so much that can happen, and the horse
Hmm.
really can lose the track of training when
Hmm.
we reward them in the way. So yeah, yeah, good. So you're using a high rate of reinforcement for
Yeah.
her. And
Yeah.
does it work?
Yeah, so we're back at it again. I did keep spraying her over the winter just to not make it worse again in the summer, but we are at it again and I because now there are not too many flies, so I'm already doing the pre-work again of just coming up with the fly bottle and I also have a ritual. I think that is something people underrate. Having a
Mm-hmm.
ritual where the horse knows, okay, this is step one, this is step two, this is step three, this is step four. being
Yeah,
predictable.
absolutely. That's a great point. That's a great point because horses learn through habits, and if you create a
Hmm.
habit, then the horse really understands, okay, this is, as you said, step one, two, three, four, and you don't surprise them, so
Yes.
they don't get stressed so easily. So, what does your ritual look like?
I come with the bottle. I don't make a point of hiding it. I think that's unfair. So I stand there, I hold out the bottle, and the first thing I want is I stand to the side so they have to come up to me if they want to. Then they can touch the bottle first. They get a reward for that. And then I start spraying them bit by bit. So I look at them. If they look at me, I spray. I don't spray when they're looking away or searching for food, just not to have
Mm-hmm.
that surprise and have that, oh my God, I have to keep looking at her, else she will spray me. And then I just keep it at that, spray them again, give them the bottle, they can touch it, then I switch sides. Then the whole process again, and at the end again they touch it and I put it away. So it's quite
Mm-hmm.
simple. And if they walk away, I let them be. I ask them to come again. And if I realize, okay, they're not coming again, we will drop it for the moment.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a very important point as well. It's about consent, right? Cooperative care is consent-based care,
Hmm.
and of course, sometimes horses would say no. And like many people ask me, if the horse says no, does it mean that it's like no forever or we're done for the session,
Hmm.
basically? Or can we do something about it? So it really depends on the horse, right? Sometimes the horse
Hmm.
gets so spooked, so scared that they just run away. And in this
Hmm.
case, I would probably do something like some very easy behavior so that the horse's last memory of our interaction isn't them running away. But
Yeah.
yeah, but if the horse is like no and maybe, steps away or is hesitant with saying yes, then yeah, we can totally be working on shaping the yes. Yeah, do you do something like this or how do you approach when they say no?
Well, I think about why they say no, as
Uh-huh.
I think everyone who clicker trains, we're always thinking about the why, always wondering why they're doing what they're doing. So it really depends on what is causing them to say no. If I feel like maybe the environment isn't ideal, let's say we're on the field and then I want to spray Lucky and Chanel comes over, which she often does because she wants to interact with me. She thinks I'm a funny person.
These
So
are
she
the
comes
ponies,
up.
right? These are the
Yes.
ponies, right? Yeah, they're
Yeah,
so
and
sweet. I saw them on some video that he posted. They're so sweet.
yeah, they're very cute. But Lucky's a strong resource guarder, and she still sometimes has a hard time feeling, okay, she's training with me. She's not gonna just dump me and go to the other one. So she will start getting defensive, get angry at the other pony. And then she won't say yes to me spraying her, obviously. So then I'll be, maybe we need to go to a more secluded area. Maybe I need to take
Hmm.
her out of the pasture. If it's a no because they're uncomfortable based on the bottle, like you see sometimes even in videos where people lift the spray bottle and you already see the horse anticipating and they lean away. And I think
Yeah,
that's something people need to address before wondering why the horse is exploding. It's
yeah.
the small signs
It's a
like that.
very subtle no, or
Yes.
maybe a very subtle, like, I'm not sure, can you wait a little
Hmm.
bit, right? And when you
Yes.
start spraying the horse right away, then the tension increases and then,
Hmm.
then it's a full no. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think also it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy there that they are anticipating something, oh, this isn't going to be fun. And then you actually do spray them and they're like, ah, shit, this actually was not fun.
Yeah, it wasn't fun at all. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like with all the vet procedures, I think. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
usually when we know that it is not going to be fun for the horse, we know it
Yeah.
ourselves. We, go to the horse knowing that we
Hmm.
are going to do something painful or something not fun at all. And yeah, just like you said, a self-fulfilling prophecy because the horse can sense it from us. And
Yeah.
we really confirm it to the horse that
Yeah.
no, this is not going to be fun, and you are going to be standing here, and you don't have a choice. So
Yeah.
obviously, in cooperative care, we have to be a little smarter to really help our horses feel more comfortable with this.
hmm
So,
Yeah.
and for spraying specifically, what consent signal do you use? Because cooperative care is all about consent and consent signals. So, what
hmm
consent signal do you use for your horses?
Yeah, so now mainly it's really about me standing there and them like lining up to me. So it's not a matter of I ask them to sk stand and then I start just look at that. I'm gonna start spraying now. It's them already moving into place, seeing that the bottle is there, and then when I see, okay, I can spray them without them twitching, I take it as okay, it's fine. And I also keep looking at them to just see how their eyes are looking, if they're maybe like looking at those with those big eyes or if they look relaxed. So I really go with that because typically when I spray, I don't really have the time, nor again because I'm lazy, to set up a huge start button, with the
Yeah, if
cone
we
and
are
the
lazy, we have
target.
to be smart. I think laziness is a good thing because we really have to be inventing smart solutions.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So usually go off that. If they move away, I let them be. And I don't just straight away, I'm like, no, I'm standing again. Because I feel like let's just take them those steps. And if they feel better, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. And you also made another good point a few minutes earlier about you not hiding the spray bottle behind your back. And this is
hmm
something that I see quite often when horses don't like specific things like spraying or injections or maybe
Yeah.
deworming or whatever, maybe if the horse has some wound and the person wants to clean their wound, they literally come to the horse with hiding whatever they need for the procedure behind their back. And this is not like the person isn't predictable for the horse.
Yeah.
The horse cannot read the person, and of course this is stressful from the very beginning because
Yeah.
yeah, the person is hiding something behind their back, so it's not uh, like a clear communication to the horse.
hmm
So, yeah, thank you for pointing it out because this is really important.
Yeah, I've seen videos of that too, also with like water hoses hiding them behind their backs, and I'm just nah, it just doesn't really seem to be of my vibe, if I
No,
can
yeah,
say
and
politely.
it isn't fair for the horse, I would say. Really,
No,
it isn't fair communication because then the horse cannot say yes to it because,
yeah,
or usually won't say yes to it because you set the scene basically for the horse to say no because you surprise the
mm-hmm,
horse, and when the horse is surprised, they are going to get spooked most of the time. So yeah, this
yeah,
is this is really important to be transparent with
mm-hmm,
the horse, with whatever you need to do.
yeah,
Okay,
totally.
yeah, and coming back to Cooperative Care Kickstart, have you enjoyed the course, or what can you tell us about it?
So I can say it was a very positive experience. I was a bit scared, like I said in the beginning, with the whole topic, and
But
then
you
you
weren't
being a
scared of me,
vet.
right, or something?
No, no, it wasn't personal. I was just like, oh my God, there's a vet doing this stuff. Oh my God, he must know so much, and I hope I don't make a fool out of myself.
Oh
But it
no,
was it
absolutely
was
not.
anything personal. I'm just a scaredy cat when it comes to courses with people I don't know. But it turned out very well. It was the PowerPoints were very structured, very much like them because even when I lost my train of thoughts. I was just looking at the PowerPoints and I'm like, yes, there she is. I know where she's at. I can continue. So that really helped. And I think your presentations were also like for everyone. So whether you're a complete noob or someone who's somewhere in between the sea, you took everyone with you on the boat and sailed along the ocean.
Oh, wow. So beautiful said. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
thank you.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, really. And you've done an amazing job with your horses. I really liked your progress with Tao because even if he was 3, I think at the time when
Yeah,
like a very young horse for sure.
yeah,
And I really saw your progress and how the conversation basically, because cooperation is
yeah.
conversation, how it was getting more and more clear and how Tao was really understanding the conversation and willing
Hmm.
to cooperate, which was very good. Or have
Yeah.
you had any setbacks or uh, during the course or after, uh, or any problems with towel or anything like this? Or was it just like
Uh,
smooth from the beginning to the very end?
I would be lying if I said it was all perfect. I think the ma major issue though was quite silly, just him biting the target.
Yeah,
So, um, it pulling it out of the cone or just like twisting it around. That was honestly the biggest issue we had.
I
But he
think all
is,
young horses do this. Like
yeah,
in the course, we also had several, other horses that did
yeah,
it. So I think all young horses do it.
yeah. So that was the issue. So. Do remember that the start button you choose should be, a smart, give it a thought before you just use it, like me. Because I did not consider that he could bite it and just hold it out and think that's fun. So yeah, but other than that, I think he did very great. I felt very much like in the loop and I had someone to help me if I didn't know something. Also, the video feedback was really great, very thorough. Also with the timestamps. I love timestamps. I have to say this. That brought me so much joy just to have those. Okay, I can look here. Oh, this moment. Yes, now I know what she means. It's very helpful and also that you watch those 12
Yeah,
minute
12 minutes.
long videos.
Yeah, you did
That was
such
insane.
long training sessions. And to be honest, it was great to watch Tao, how cooperative he was and how focused he was as a 3 year
Yeah.
old horse for the whole 12 minutes of training.
Yeah, so it speaks volumes for your teaching, I must say, that he just stood there 12 minutes being like, okay, I guess you're still on it, still on
Yeah.
it.
How to entertain a horse for 12 minutes. Start with cooperative care.
Yeah, like he stood there like could have slept. I think he could have taken a nap.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was still very great because I didn't notice it was 12 minutes because usually it gets more antsy and then I see the video and I'm like 12 minutes. Oh my God, what did I do?
Yeah, but really yeah, maybe he was taking a nap here and there, but to me, it's still okay because he paid attention. He just
Yeah.
sometimes like took a nap for a few seconds or maybe minutes, and but he still was paying attention and he was still
Yeah.
giving you their consent, and
Yeah.
it's not a bad thing to me if the horse learns to just zoom out a little bit and let you do the
Yeah.
procedure, which because we ultimately want our horses to be relaxed and be okay with
Yeah.
the procedure, which I think you did well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tried. And he's a clumsy communicator, but he does try to communicate. He's just sometimes not as clear, but that's okay. He's 3 years old. We'll give him that.
Yeah, yeah, the brain isn't fully developed yet, and I
Exactly.
can see that when I train very young animals, that they really need time. They really need short sessions. Like
Hmm.
shout out to Tao who can do 12 minutes. Not every horse can do this. But yeah, you can clearly see that their brain still needs some development and
Yeah.
it will get better, the capacity to learn. So maybe Tao
Hmm.
will be able to do several hours in a few years of cooperative
I will
care
let you know.
training. Yeah, Please send me a 4 hours video. I will watch it. And yeah, so the capacity will build up for these horses, and not every horse, of course, when especially
Yeah.
when they're young, can do several minutes, like up
Yeah.
to maybe 12 minutes training session, and that's okay. But the
Yeah.
capacity will build up, and
Hmm.
yeah, you really have done a great job with Towel. So I
Thank
hope
you.
it will all go well, and you
Yeah.
make some progress. And so, would you recommend this program, and who would you recommend this to?
Yeah, I would totally recommend it. Especially for people who are still at the beginning, also with positive reinforcement and medical training, but also I think people who don't clicker train are they're gonna figure it out along the way. Because you do introduce that as well, which I thought was really cool. And if you just want to make your horse more comfortable step by step and also do it in a safe space where you're not pressured. Come on, let's do it. Now, this week, you have to do this. That's also what I found very cool that you didn't have to post stuff just from that week's topic. You could also just go back to that stuff, post that, work on it. Yeah, that really gave me confidence. So I want to invite everyone to try it out themselves too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is very important. Some horses need more time. Some people also need more time because not every week is a good week to train your horse
Hmm.
to do some cooperative care stuff. And yeah, I really appreciate your feedback. And yeah, this is so important. Horses need time, and
Yep.
if we want to have success in training, we really have to give them this time, the time they need,
Hmm.
basically.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah. So, is there something you would like to share or add?
Now I'm thinking again, trying not to start another podcast episode because I think
Well,
there's
we
so
can
much
totally
more
do
to come.
another one. Like, it's
I
not
would
a
love
problem.
to.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've seen actually the start button conversation pop up on Facebook, I think. With several trainers talking about different perspectives. One saying you don't need a physical start button because you essentially train the consent cue. So it could be that you're actually manipulating that consent.
It can be
Others
tricky, yeah,
being,
and sometimes.
yeah, because I think that's also a very valid point that yes, you're initially training them to touch the start button. But I think if you keep at it with just they touch it and you do your thing, it kind of fades out, like with any type of behavior where you fade out the reinforcement like forever, if you will. Um, it fades out. So yeah, I think that that is a good point to keep in mind as well, that you shouldn't you should use it with your mind open. I don't think you say that in English,
Yeah, no,
but
I
like
think
with,
it's correct. Yeah,
do I say it? I don't
I think
know.
so.
Yeah, so with an open mind. But also it's a great help for beginners to have that visual thing. And also I think some horses they really need that visual and maybe even that tactile help of okay, this means that. Or I saw someone always wearing a vest when they do medical training. And the difference was astonishing where when they came to their horse without the vest and then when they came with the vest you could see the horse already expecting something, being like, "Oh my God, something is coming up," and take a few steps away, but then coming back, do that thing. They took the vest off, and then it was all good. No cautiousness, no spookiness. I think
Mm,
that also goes to
mm.
show what we talked about being predictable.
Yeah, it's a little bit like the white coat syndrome, when
Yeah.
it, I think it was described in people and dogs because horse vets usually don't wear white coats, but
Yeah.
it's like seeing someone in a white coat and all of a sudden you expect something
Hmm.
bad to happen or some injection or something maybe painful,
Yeah.
unpleasant to happen. And but we can use this to our favor,
Mm-hmm.
which it's a smart thing to do with horses. We
Mm-hmm.
can basically condition them that if I have this vest, or if I have maybe a stethoscope on my neck,
Mm-hmm.
that fun things are going to happen, and that
Yeah.
conversation, like consent-based conversation, is going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
and that they can earn some treats too. And of course, sometimes it may happen that the procedure will be a little aversive, but there will be like one bad experience versus 100 good
Mm-hmm.
experiences, which I think the horse will still be okay with that. And another good point you made was that there was a conversation about start button behaviors. And when we looked at a start button behavior as a learned behavior, which it often is, we teach the horse to come to a certain place, to touch a target, to step on a mat, or to do a certain behavior. It can get tricky because the behavior gets reinforced several times,
Mm-hmm.
for the horse to learn it. And then we use it as their consent signal. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, as you said, if we always pay attention to their subtle no's, and to, them not being sure or hesitating a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
then we can totally have this conversation. And yeah, for some people, and also for some horses, it is so easy to just
Mm-hmm.
go touch a target, or to go and not touch a target, or to go away, or something like this. And for us, it's easy to see because not everyone is really good at observing the horse's stress
Mm-hmm.
signals and everything. But if the horse touches the target versus if the horse doesn't, then it's clear, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and we really have to learn to observe the horse's stress signals, because for
Mm-hmm.
me, if the horse is frantically touching a target while they're clearly stressed, for me it isn't a consent signal, which is
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it's something that if we want to do cooperative care, we have to learn as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very great point to also look at the horse itself and not just, oh, they're touching the start button. Let's just keep on going.
Yeah, let's just do it. They're fine with it when they clearly aren't.
Yeah. No, that's a good point that we still look at the whole thing. It's all we just see this one thing and we're like, yeah, let's just run with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it shows that there's nuances. I don't think there's like you should never ever use a start button, nor is it if you don't use them, you're a terrible person. You can still work with it, just in different ways. And you have to be more observant in certain ways.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
think
a great
so.
thing.
Yeah, I think cooperative care training is a very creative training,
Hmm.
and you really get to be creative with your horse. And you know, it's for every horse, it can look in a different way. The
Hmm.
the cooperative care training, it can look different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Totally. Like, I mean, with Tao, when I would spray his mane and he wouldn't like to be touched, he was the type to genuinely like threaten to bite you, and then he will actually bite you. Not full on grabbing your entire arm, but he will like nip you. So he was quick with that, or with hoof care to pull his hoof away. Lucky also had that, pulling her hoof away or starting to stomp around. And then others like Chanel, she's much more subtle. She will try to hold it in, try to hold it in. And then when she notices, okay, this isn't working, he'll get cranky and walk away. But I usually have a food bucket around, so she can just go there. But it's also a thing of try to look at your horse and go from there and not just go look at the plan and go from there. Go with your horse because you'll need them.
hmm this is
Yeah, so
so important. This is a
yeah.
beautiful thing to end this podcast with. Observe
Yeah.
your horse. Yeah, you can have a
Hmm.
plan, but you have to stay flexible based on
Hmm.
what your horse needs.
Totally.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you for
And
having
I
me.
wish you the best of luck with your horses and
Thank
hopefully
you.
see each other again in another
Yes.
course or another podcast or maybe in person. Who knows? Thank you for coming. You have been listening to the Vet Care Training podcast. This was a great conversation. I hope you enjoyed it in the same way I did. And if you know someone who needs to listen to this, please share this episode with them. Don't forget to subscribe to never miss any future episodes, and I'll see you in the next one.